it's hard to make comments at the beginning.
Well, I don't know, I'll tell you something that may clarify that.
Oh, thanks.
Scott had this guy, and he was talking about his move that they're gonna switch up some servers and stuff over to the sheriff's office. And this guy's name come up, I don't know, in the conversation some way.
Okay.
And he evidently was there because Scott called me and asked me if I wanted to meet with that guy. But I was out of the country to a doctor's appointment and couldn't. So I said it'd be better if we met later. The guy called me later and asked if he could present that he heard that we was gonna have some moves and move our IT stuff. And
Right.
he could come by and talk to us. And I said, well, yeah. I said, if you're going to talk to the commissioners and present something, you're going to have to do it in a board meeting.
Sure.
And so that's how he got on there.
Okay.
We really didn't advertise to have anybody.
And is Kelpro going to be heard also?
Well, I don't know. We
They'd
haven't
like
talked to
to.
anybody.
Okay.
This is just a happenstance deal.
Yeah, they'd like to be.
Okay. I think that's something that we're going to have to turn our attention to and stuff.
Yeah.
But this was just a happenstance thing that come about.
Sure.
And we just listened to him.
Okay.
So, and that's not to mean that I know Tim and Brandon, we haven't sat down and set what we're going to make their role is in this deal either. So I appreciate you bringing it forth that Kelpro would be interested.
Yes.
Okay. Item 7, transfers of appropriations.
One.
We have one. It's for the general free fare. Transferred $300.
3,000, isn't it?
Oh, it says 300.
Oh. Yeah, I need to change that. Okay. Can I buzz and go, or can I just change it here?
You can just change
You
it.
can change it there and
and
initial
It shows in their minutes that they're,
Is it?
I need to clarify because I can't remember if it was 300 or 3,000. Because I had two different ones. I had, hi,
Yeah.
on the travel for the free fare, was it just supposed to be 300 transfer? It was 300, wasn't it? Yeah. For that travel, because they had like, they needed like, ones are gonna need a couple hundred and we did an extra 100. Okay, you're right. Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, but like 300 is right. I'm just thinking about the city one. So,
Too many things.
so sorry.
It's all right, 300. Okay.
I'd make a motion to approve the transfer of $300 for the fair board.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Vite.
Aye.
Motion carried. Purchase orders and travel claims review.
I move to review payment of purchase orders and travel claims.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Vite.
Aye.
Motion carried.
That's the last of it.
Hey, Scott. How are you this morning?
You want this appropriation?
Did you have a good weekend? Slow?
Yeah.
Good.
Hello, will you come in for just a quick second? All right, thank you.
Cindy, we have, this year says that we owe a total of, it says 5115, and it's got the payment here of 5115. But, I don't know that we got proper documentation to show that we only owe 1330.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So, this one.
Yeah, I see it says payment of 1330, but,
Yeah.
and then it's got 5 gallons of drinking water here for $39.90. So,
That doesn't, no, yeah.
yeah, it don't line up.
No,
something.
no, okay.
Okay.
I'll check on that. They're on reviewing POs.
Okay.
Max, I was just looking, it says it's shared with the assessors, so maybe
Oh.
the other part's in the assessors.
Okay.
So let's, if,
Well, I already went through the assessors.
Do
Do
I
you
have
guys have the
this?
assessors?
I don't.
yeah, it's water.
No, that's
solution.
the LA, that's the 1 cent sales tax deal.
Oh, wait, it might be.
Nope, it's not there.
Okay.
Here's assessor.
Thank you. And see.
Oh, there's not
next,
another, okay.
Nothing there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay, we have to pay government taxes and fees, huh?
Yeah, we
Very
got,
much
that's that, yeah, 911.
Well, see, the 911 fee is
Yeah.
75 cents, and then city, and then county.
No, we shouldn't.
We shouldn't pay
I think
that.
we've been through that before. I can't remember what they said on that. Yeah, city, county, and state.
Oklahoma State sales tax.
Remember. Sorry.
Yeah.
So she said that we were gonna hold it until we got the checks so we could just send
Okay.
it together.
Okay, that'd be great.
All right.
Thank you.
That's the last one in that folder.
Okay, this is the assessor's deal where it shows that it was part of
Oh,
that.
part of it.
And they're gonna wait till they get the assessor's ticket.
Before they pay the other
Yeah,
one.
before they pay it.
So we did this last week. Oh, this must be for another one, maybe.
Well, they have that one highlighted there, and I figured that must be the one they was paying.
Well, we just did one of these like last week.
Didn't we?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's a
Blanket we
blanket.
haven't
Okay.
signed yet.
Okay.
See, we're refunding the deposit. I thought we did that last week, or is this another one? Or did they rent it two times and we're doing it again? Because I thought, I thought we
Just got a
did.
check for $300.
Yeah, we gave them they pay $300, $150 to rent it and $150 for the deposit. But
Deposit.
we just did that unless they're renting it a couple of, different nights.
Well, let me ask Alex to look and see.
Okay.
Hi, it's Alex. I should have buzzed her. Okay. Right, I buzzed her. Hello. On Farmer's Grain, have they had more than one refund of deposit that you're aware of? On the fair board? This was PO 3130. The Farmer's Grain.
It's Monday.
Right, yeah.
It's Monday.
Okay, all right, thank you. Bye-bye.
But that's all right.
So that's all she knows of.
But had we done it, or did we do one last week though?
Oh, yeah, she did.
Okay.
Hi, it's Cindy. We're in the board meeting. And on Farmer's Grain, did they get is the $150 deposit return? Is this the first one they've gotten, or did they already get, have they rented it more than once, or is this the only one they've gotten? The board was thinking that they had seen one come through on this already. They've rented it more than once. Oh, okay. So this is another time then. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. She said they've rented it
Okay,
more than
got ya.
once.
All
She
right.
said they've actually got it on the books to rent it a couple more times.
Oh, okay,
too,
got
so.
ya. Oops. We already did that one. Assessors.
We don't need to do anything more to that yet, do we?
Well, if you go through,
Okay, it can go through.
um,
You're not gonna send it to you.
right, well, the other half went through last week.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's a copy of it there.
Okay. Gotcha. I understand that note now.
Oh, because you're like, what? What's she
Wait a
saying?
minute, I thought we was holding that. Let's see.
Down the road, but
Okay.
Was there a bid from Delisi's $8 for Pressure Road?
Yeah, it is in our book.
Oh,
Yeah.
now you got it for 7.
Well, not now.
Oh, no, not now. Yeah, that was ACG, excuse
Yeah,
me. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I called over there to Whitaker Aggregate, and they're higher.
They're higher.
But they have 2 different kinds of rock, yellow and blue. Yeah, or white and blue. And so, you know, but figuring the miles, that Delisi was the best deal.
Yeah, you gotta figure that out.
Yeah. Otherwise, it was going to be a 3-hour and 10-minute trip versus an hour. and
Yeah,
something.
exactly. For some reason, I thought they were still at 760.
I wish they were, but
Yeah. That's the last of that folder.
is this rate going up? Going down?
Down. Yeah,
Wow.
if you stay in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but look at this. We go from 3.5 to 0.5
Yeah, in 4 years.
in 4 years.
You know, that's the guaranteed minimum. It could be higher. That's the guaranteed minimum.
Yeah.
That's kind of, if you go through the other retirement deals, I was looking at them and they're the same.
Same way.
Yeah. This is a single.
My firefighter pension fund isn't like that.
Well, that will be our pension fund. That's the last one, a single.
Okay, we'd entertain a motion to approve purchase orders and travel claims.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
aye.
Okay, blanket purchase orders.
I move to approve.
I'll second. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
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 D, revised notice to bidder for the Waukeeta Fire Department buildings, and no bids were received.
And I do have it documented, and I had the persons present sign off that there
Very
were no
good.
bids received.
Okay?
And Jim McKee had said we could do an addendum, but then I talked with Jesse Morris, and he said we just really need to go back out or do a revised bid. And I do have the documentation from Jesse attached as well.
Very good.
So, and basically, nothing's the same, or nothing's changed other than the date, and then the date of opening is changed.
Okay.
How much is 7 Mile cord?
DeLacy.
That's Delisi?
Yes, that's Delisi.
Okay, you made that out to
think
7 Mile lines. You didn't make that out to Delisi.
Well, DeLisi owns 7 Mile.
But you don't make the check to Delisi.
Well, we might.
I don't know.
How have we done it in the past?
Yeah, we've been
Or have
doing
we
to
done?
Delisi.
Oh,
We just
Okay.
ask.
I just add DeLisi onto
Add.
that 7 Mile.
Okay.
Add.
Got both of those.
Yeah, put a
Both
note
of
on there.
those, Mine in.
Yeah. Just put Delisi. She can just
Is
put
it?
that on there.
Okay, so this is basically just going out for bids again.
Right, correct. And it will be published for 2 consecutive weeks, and then there'll be a 2-week, and then they have 2 weeks to submit their bid again, and I will attend the bid opening.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm just wondering now, do they have somebody in mind to bid on? I mean, we
They've
don't wanna.
contacted a couple.
Okay,
Yeah.
we don't wanna just keep bidding if
Right,
we
no,
don't have
they actually,
anybody.
they've got people working on, I think,
Okay.
it's my understanding they think that there's at least 2 people, 2 different vendors
Okay.
will hopefully bid.
See, I can't figure out why they didn't bid the first time.
I don't think they had all their documentation ready. But then if they hope they can't get their documentation ready, do we want to hire them?
Yeah.
You know?
Of course, 2 weeks, if it's a big project, 2 weeks is pretty short to go
Yeah,
through
there's a,
and try to figure everything out,
It's
so.
not- That's what I meant to ask, what
I
the
know,
offer
that's what I
pages.
meant, I thought it might have, did we give
thought
them
they were
long enough
gonna
this time?
try
I believe so, because, I mean, they've already been working on it, I
Okay.
think, and then,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it.
so.
All right.
I don't know.
Oh, so you need a motion now?
Yes, I do.
would make a motion to.
That's good. I need to talk to her
go out for bids, revised bids.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and been seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Bite.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, item E, 03-2019 notice to bidder revised Phase 2 of courthouse renovations by Kyler Construction Group.
And I put a copy, I emailed it to him at 11 o'clock on Monday, but he didn't email it to the newspaper till 3 o'clock, and they wouldn't let him publish that week.
Oh, okay.
So that was the bid, the pre-bid and all that's the same, they're just,
Putting a different, longer date out there to open it.
yes,
Changing
and changing the
publication
update,
date.
the opening date to April 11th, and so it will run this week and next week, and then they have 2
Thursday,
weeks.
April 11th.
So.
But the
so-
pre-bid meeting's going to stay the
Okay,
same as
so it's just a
3/26.
revised, and we're pulling that other bid, right? So this will have a whole new bid number?
No, it's not a whole new
Bid number,
and
we're
that-
just revising the dates?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it didn't get published.
Just kinda like
basic-
the
yeah,
theirs.
Exactly.
Okay, got ya.
Same,
All right.
same basic scenario.
Okay, got ya. All right, well, I would make a motion to approve the revised bid for the courthouse renovation with the correct dates.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Bite,
So when do you open them now?
April the 11th,
Thursday at 2 o'clock.
here at the courthouse.
April 11th, 2 o'clock. At courthouse.
And then the way we did it last time
I thought you
was,
said so.
like Alex came in with me and she wrote them down, and then Ryan McIntosh wrote them down. I'm the one who opened them, and then everyone, I kept the originals, and we scanned them all in as
Because
sent copies, and then they
we
created
started
a sheet
figuring
to
Tim's
present to
time
the board,
differently
showing all
because
the
the auditors threw a fit
All right.
2 years ago.
That's the day we're supposed to also have.
And the DA's telling
supposed to
me-
have our educational authority.
Auditors can't make you change that. You should have come and talked to me because that's not how he has to do it. And I'm like,
Who do you talk to then?
well, I mean, the auditors can't charge you with a crime.
Did you visit with the labor board on it? Labor
It's
board?
no, it's nothing that
Yeah,
it
we'll-
doesn't
we'll
affect
have to
any
stay
amounts. It's
11.
just
Well,
procedural
that's the
stuff.
women in
But
transportation, the banquet I go to. And I announced if I went along.
Did the DA put that in writing
Oh,
for
okay,
you?
yeah.
You what?
Oh,
I don't need to change
I'll announce, they're gonna make a tradition here, well, when is it, the next year they
A lot
get
of
to
times they
announce.
don't have
Be the new winner. That's neat.
Yeah.
So you won't be here?
Well, yeah, probably not. No, we don't have to be here anyway.
Yeah.
Ow.
That's,
Okay.
that's them.
Yeah.
Okay, item F, 04-2019, notice to bidder for phase 1 for a mower rescue truck with a walk-in rescue body per request of the Holly Fire Department.
And you took out all the,
Purchasing
The
more and
names.
more newer trucks, yeah.
And I took it off the spec sheet.
Yes, right.
Yeah. And then I'll get them mailed up. Because Kimber, she said, and I said, I get it, you know, and
right.
so, yeah. So there's kind of the, I think I put copies of, of all the documents that I typed up regarding it
Okay.
for the bid packet.
I make a motion to go out for bid 04-2019 for purchase of one or more rescue trucks with walk-around rescue body for the Holly Fire Department.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Bite.
Aye.
Motion carried. Cindy, would you make me a copy of that?
Sure.
So I can have it in case somebody calls me?
Yes. I'll make you a paper copy and then I'll also email it to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, item G, 2019-15 resolution for disposing of a 2014 grader, serial number OM9J00918, District 3. And it was surplus at the 1st and 22nd. Item H is also disposing of a grader, but it's serial number 0M9J00909. And it was also surplus the 1st and 22nd of 19. And both graders are listed on here.
Here's the other one.
Okay.
Here's that's just a copy of
Yes,
the
just
surplus.
surplus,
I just
gotcha.
like to keep them together.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve both resolutions 2019-15 and 2019-16 to dispose of the 2014 cat graders with the serial numbers 9J00918 and 9J00909.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded to surplus.
No, to dispose.
Dispose,
Yeah,
excuse me,
yeah.
of these graders. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Bite.
Aye.
Motion carried.
No, probably not, since the safety.
You'll have to sign this too, Cindy. And fill in all the paperwork. Item I, 2019-17 declaration of surplus of a 2006 Hotsy pressure washer, serial number 170398 for District 2.
I move to declare surplus resolution 2019-17 for a hot seat pressure washer 170398.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit, Bite.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item J, 2019-18 resolution for disposing of a 2006 Hotsy pressure washer, serial number 170398, District 2.
I move to approve resolution 2019-18 to dispose of the 2006 hot seat pressure washer 170398.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Do your
Bite.
Aye.
Motion
Can you
carries.
approve your own?
That wasn't too bad a deal. It was cost $4,000. I got $1,500 on it after 8 years.
You did good.
Yeah, that is
A lot of that.
You did really good. Okay, item K is the jail report, February 2019.
How many prisoners you got right now?
We're down.
Yeah,
Probably 18.
really. I saw your buddy Friday.
fed smoker.
Shannon.
Who?
Shannon? Isn't that his name? Shannon.
From what county?
He was out of our association. He was at Dakota.
Shannon. That would be Seminole County.
Okay.
Shannon Smith.
Hello, he is
He's a funny
ready.
little guy.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Or is it?
And his
It's
dad
not
just-
Waters.
His was quitting me.
Mike.
Mike Waters.
Mike Waters. I had his name wrong.
Said he's gonna make $19 an hour.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna have to drive back and forth right now. That's,
What is it?
I don't know.
that's gonna be pretty expensive. I don't know whether he knows how.
You don't have any juveniles or anything, do you?
Nope.
Usually have the days, what days they start in there.
They used to.
It's Scott, on your jail report, you don't include how many days each one of these people stayed in anymore.
It's the same report I've printed for all these years. Is it not on there?
No, it's
Oh, I
usually was
wonder,
a long
you
page
know
like
what?
this. You know, it's usually a long page
I
like
increased
this.
that size so it wasn't so tiny. I wonder if it
Yeah, it used
Okay.
to, yeah.
because on my screen it's showing out to the right how many days each one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we get you to resubmit that to us?
Yeah. I can just go make another copy real
Right now,
quick.
that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay, item L, state expenditure with DA's office for the February 2019. I have the first one here, listed. Stephen does have
No, he usually initials, I think, the back page.
the back page.
Or something. No, maybe he doesn't.
No,
No, he
I
doesn't.
haven't.
No, he
I
doesn't.
haven't.
She just copies
Okay.
all the ins and outs.
Yeah, and then I forward that
Yeah.
on to the
Yeah.
Enid office.
And then we sign it as a claim.
You do, yeah. I'd make a motion to approve the state expenditures for the DA's office for February 2019 in the amount of $946.17.
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and been seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit, Fight.
Aye.
Let's see that. Motion carried.
And on those two blankets, they'd like it to be made out to Delisi.
Or just at the side. I think
Or
isn't
after the
isn't that who the checks go
7 Mile
to?
Line, but you need to put
Delisi.
Delisi on behind it.
So I guess they own 7 Mile Mile.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, they own the 7.
All right, I will fix it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in our 6-month bid, it lists that up there.
I think, it's yeah, Delisi.
Under
Because
Delisi.
Delisi has
7.
7 Mile, they have different
Yeah.
quarries, so they're
Okay.
different prices.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The second one here, item M, payroll voucher for the election board secretary, February 2019, in the amount of $2,550.12.
I would move to approve the payroll claim voucher for the election board for February 2019, $2,550.12.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and been seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Fight.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item N, Letter of engagement, OSA and I, audit for a grant count, or for a county. Which county are we gonna audit?
I figured any county would be fine.
We'll
We have
send it-
77 to choose from.
Let's send them to
76, take
LaFleur
it out.
County.
Yeah, they have 76 they can pick from.
Don't do Grady.
Yeah.
Do we have?
I haven't gotten anything from them. Do I need to?
Okay, no, have they not
Submitted.
submitted that to you? Okay, well, I think because they were confused on if they were gonna start or not today, and after I went down and visited
Yes.
with them on Wednesday, and then after we discussed whether the whole cycle could be done, and I should have printed that out, she emailed me the timeline of what they're expecting to do, and they expect to have everything done in-house by May 2nd, and then they're gonna have all of the findings, if there are any, back to the officers by May 20th. Yeah, I think that's right, May 20th, and then we'll send them back to them, and she said that they would be published on the website before, by the end of June 30th, because that's the deadline for the bonds, you know, to keep the bonds. It has to go to the FEC, I think, yeah.
Security Exchange Commission.
You know, barring, of course, any conflicts or any things that arise out of the ordinary. You know, if something something out of the ordinary comes up. So we should be have it all done and published by June 30th. So
June 30th.
as long as everybody will cooperate, they've set it to happen.
Alrighty.
So
Well,
I
I know-
guess
They're gonna talk to Penny and Cindy and I after. the
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
We're
So-
supposed to meet with Jesse and them.
Here or?
Yeah,
So
I
with-
assume here.
So
in
with
this-
that,
Okay.
I guess we need to approve the audit to move forward, but I guess we don't, I get, you could probably just sign that letter of engagement. Or I'd make a motion
What-
to have Max, sign a letter of engagement with the OSA and I for the audit to be completed by June 30th of 2019.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Hess.
Aye.
Bobbit.
Aye.
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 We'll just sign the letter of engagement. Okay. Item O, Union Pacific Railroad proposal for auxiliary line for District 3.
That line will be compromising the intersections of, first one is Highway 81 in Greer and 940 where those meet, and the second one south of that on Grant where it comes across the railroad track. They're wanting to put a spur in there that starts south of Grant and goes to north of Greer so that the trains can meet. They were proposing to close the intersection at Greer and 81, and we're wanting to pay damages of $150,000. And I told them that I didn't think that was a wise idea, that that's a major road right there that serves all that area out there. And I said I'd throw it in front of y'all to see if you agreed or disagreed.
Close Grant or close Greer?
Close Greer and keep Grant open. Greer is major, you know, it's, we spent a lot of money on shaling that road, and it's in good repair. And they turned, the semis turned there to take 940 all the way down to the saltwater disposal plant down there by the Pond Creek Water Works.
They're not supposed to. The deal with that, when they put that in, Jerry Schaefer made them, they were supposed to come around and come in off of Highway 60. They're not
They
supposed to
were.
use that. They're not supposed
They've
to.
been using it ever since I know of, you know. What they're supposed to do and what they do, you know, like I said.
Yeah, that was part of the deal, so,
Okay. That part I didn't know.
I don't know, the commissioner must have dropped the ball on letting that happen, because they're not supposed to use that.
Okay, well, that's news to me as far as that.
Okay.
But still, with that serves,
Yeah,
Greer serves a lot of farmers and everything in that area. And they're building a new house right there. The next question was do we want them to put down arms, or how do they want us to they said that that intersection may be blocked as much as 30 minutes or more any time of the day or night due to the trains being meet on scheduling. The next thing is we want to put arms, have them put arms down up in that intersection, or just stop signs, or just how do we want to let them know the trains are there. And on the other one down south too, we want stop signs, double track, like arms, whatever.
They will do the upgrade, because a lot of times they ask us to put in money on those upgrades, but I guess if they're wanting to do the spurs, I guess that would be all at their arms at their cost for both crossings. Probably would
Well, they
be
were gonna pay
that.
damages up, they just wanted to start out this, they thought they were doing us a favor with $150,000, and it's like, I'll see what the other two commissioners think about that. Like I said, they've done more of this than I have, so.
Maybe
It'd be north of Larry Don Dewey's and that's south of Crutchmore.
I'm not in favor of closing it.
Sean Farney's building that new house, right?
Yeah, that's what
Sean Farney.
he's building a new house.
we need a little more information on that.
He was gonna, I asked him to be here, and he said, well, he'd get his proposal done on what all to do, and then, but I said I'd mention to it, and get a hold of him and let him know that how we felt about it one way or the other. The next question is gonna be is how do we want to, put the warnings up, what kind of warnings do we want to put up, will be the next question they ask us. Like I said, it's like they do down the mile north there at Conoco, where they actually have farms that stop everybody, or.
Well, I think it ought to be.
I do too. Both of them ought to have that
Yeah.
at least. Yeah, at least. I do
Well,
think.
and I'm gonna be honest with you, the intersection where I live, because people travel that blacktop, right, there's no arms there either. They have stop signs. They put in stop signs.
But if you, they're not responsible for that. I mean, you can request it, but the county, it costs us big bucks.
Oh, so the county
Yeah,
has to do that, not the railroad?
the county has to
Really?
participate in it. And what they'll do is, if you do close one intersection, they will do 3 for you for no cost.
Oh.
If you would close, like if we was to close Greer, they would upgrade 3
Three of them for you.
for us on there. But otherwise, if you have accidents on that, and they can prove you've had so many accidents, and if you don't cost share to put that in, then that can come back as a liability on the county. So there's a lot of things we need to get on that. But yeah, I think at least we need to have arms on them on that, but probably give us some more information. On that.
Here's the clock.
And the guy that was head of that, he just retired, March 1st. So I don't know who that, so I don't have a contact.
You're on item O.
Evidently.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dean, will you get some more information,
Yeah.
get a hold of him and get some more?
I'll get a hold of my guy that I met with and tell him that we want more information.
Okay.
What is you want it to basically be, what arms we're gonna put down, what's available, or?
Well,
Yeah,
we-
I think there's only the one that covers both lanes probably,
Yes.
but
Covered
you
both
know,
lanes.
make sure
Okay.
that they're gonna maintain, that's a big thing on the maintenance. And who's gonna maintain it up to the track? You know, they keep trying to pass legislation that we
Yeah.
maintain it up. What kind of crossing are they gonna put down on the bottom? Are they gonna put, cement on, on the crossings? Are they gonna cement the crossings in? Are they gonna leave them raw? Get some details on what the profile is of what they're doing. I think probably ought to be, I think it ought to be cement, not rock, because cement will stay, and rock.
It might be best if Dean, if you just requested he come to the board when he gets his information, and so we can talk to him.
Okay. Okay, that'll be fine with me. Like I
Okay.
said, that's kind of why I told him to be here. I said, because there's gonna be,
Yeah.
I said, you two guys have done this more than I had, and I was kind of new at it. And, if he'd just come in and we'd be able to discuss it out. He said he couldn't be here today in
Yeah.
Kansas City, so he'd get a proposal and everything. I'll call
Okay,
him
okay,
and get him. See if we can get him here.
that would be great.
there.
Hi there, you the IT guy?
Yeah, I'm Scott.
Okay, there's a sign-in sheet down there. If you'll just please sign in, we're...
Can you grab that, Scott?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we are down to Pot P. Health Department, purchase orders for payroll and supporting documentation.
Cindy and I met with Keith Reed and Melissa.
I guess you made him ask my deputy.
Oh, excuse me, yes, Maggie, excuse me, Keith, Maggie Jackson, and Aaron.
Todd Laddick, or Aaron Laddick,
Yeah.
Todd.
Yeah, we met with them, we reviewed all the different paperwork on the invoices, and they've been charging us 20%, you know, for those other employees. The other ones, yeah, for Todd and for other ones, Bobby,
Yeah.
anyway. We've agreed that, I went through the numbers and they're only providing us like between 5% of the services. Let's see, what were we getting? They're providing us with about, the visits were about 3% out of everybody, and our services were about 2.4% on the numbers. But I do realize that, you know, you have to have people that are certified in those areas. Right now, our nurse is just an R2. When Ann was here, she was an R3. And now they've changed that, and really every county that has, like what we're doing, needs an R3. So they're gonna have to check and see about reshuffling and see what they're doing, and I recommended they contact Ann and see if she might be interested in coming back, because she was a county person. They're going to do that. But basically what we've kind of agreed to do is to, instead of paying 20%, to pay 10% of those other people due to the number of services. We've also requested that they provide more services to our county and get out of the health department. We'd like to see them going to the schools. We'd like to see them going to the senior citizens. We'd like to see them do more with the 0 through 3-year-old people, the babies and stuff like that. So they're going to check into seeing about maybe having another person that is actually in our county 2 or 3 days a week. And we maybe cost share that with somebody else. What they call them it was what Maggie used to be. It was
A pair?
no, it's a outreach person, or they have names for everything. So anyway, if that's agreeable to the board to go from 20% and to 10, and
Well, I think that's a lot better than paying the 20% just flat rate and
yeah, that's
and
right.
3.3
percent
visits
yeah,
percent.
yeah,
That's
and
even if you add both of them together, it's only 5 or 6%.
yeah, right.
So,
And you know, and I get that Garfield, you know,
Yeah.
has 72.5% and 71.9%. I said they should be paying the bulk of everything and everything. Like our people are coming out of there to come here. I said let them pick that up. So he did agree to go back for the last 2 payrolls and going to change those. So we're going to work on that.
okay.
So,
Okay.
so anyway, we'll go from there.
Well, thank you, Cindy and Cindy, for that, because that helps Grant County. Okay, do we need?
And I don't think they've sent the new payroll.
No, they
They
have
have
not.
not, so
Okay.
that's just information.
Okay, thank you. Let's see.
Business 10, do we want to skip down to?
That's what I was looking
W?
for. Yeah, it's W. Okay, seems it's an hour at 10 o'clock. We'll skip down to item W. And Scott, you're an IT person. We appreciate you coming today. And I know you was visiting with the sheriff over there. And he called me and wanted me to come meet you and everything, but I wasn't able to. So I apologize for that. But we appreciate you coming over here and stuff. and you're gonna give us a little lowdown on what you could provide. We have not went out and searched for anybody yet. It was brought up earlier that we do a lot of business with Kelpro, and we're gonna have to we're gonna reach out to several people about our services and what you can provide. So we'll give you the floor. Appreciate you coming, and let us know what you can do.
Yeah, can I give you, I just drew this up real fast this morning before I left.
Okay.
Just a list of services I provide and some references, some other clients that I have.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I'm kind of a jack of all trades, IT, consulting, services. Used to do a lot more sales, but now I I generally just recommend and let the customer purchase things. My specialties are Windows Server systems, and I do PC repair. I've done a lot of IP phone systems, camera systems when needed. I've worked for 6 different regional schools, a hospital, to a couple hospitals. But right now my biggest client there is an accounting firm. Especially this time of year, it's like every day I'm supporting them, and they've got a lot of auditors. They do a lot of small. I'm one of the few auditors for cities and municipal accounting in the state. And so they remote in. I've got multiple servers there that support all kinds of accounting programs, pretty in-depth. So I've got a lot of experience supporting applications of different types. Lots of experience with networking equipment, wireless links going up to. I did IT for Pond Creek Hunter and Deer Creek Lamont here for several years until the superintendent's son at Pond Creek entered the business. And I linked Deer Creek and Lamont schools with wireless links. So I've done a lot, and like at feedlots, I'll have cameras set up all over the yards that all linked wirelessly.
Okay.
So basically, there's very little that I can't do or I haven't worked with across the spectrum of IT.
Where are you at?
Buffalo.
Okay, out of
I live in
Buffalo.
Buffalo. And most of my work now, once things get set up, I charge $100 an hour. I have done contracts that generally speaking, I don't. I just as needed. I do the work. I do most of my work now is by remote. I've got a home office and I've got 5 monitors and I set things up so with servers and workstations so that I can remote into them. A server can be down and I can still remote into it through a special system built into it, and so like 95% of my work is from there, because with the speed of internet and the speed of computers now, what processes that used to take hours or days, now it's all automated, and I can work more efficiently, and I can handle more customers from my home than I can. Like on the road, you got one monitor, or I've got this laptop. Well, there, I'll be in 5 to 10 computers at a time, servers, workstations, and helping people fast. I'll be on the phone with them and help them. So I used to spend a lot more time driving and going on site, and I will still do if I need to. Of course, I'll be there. I'm able to support a lot more computers, much more quickly than I used to, just with the advance in technology, with the advances that have been made, both hardware and software, internet speeds. That kind of thing. But part of that, I sell a combination antivirus, remote monitoring and management tool, and a remote access tool called TeamViewer. And I just started doing this back in October before they were all split up, and I was able to get this deal and charge about the same as I was doing for antivirus alone before, and it allows me to remote in and help people, and I can with the antivirus I can provide content filtering at different levels, which the idea is to prevent viruses, to prevent problems, and then the monitoring and management tool it alerts me. I can set it to alert me if there's a crash. If a program crashes or the computer crashes, it'll send me the details of it, so I know, I can check my email in the morning and I already know there's been a crash or something. I can call up and say, hey, it looks like you crashed, we need to look at this. Or a lot of times you can fix things before they even know they're broken, that kind of thing.
Do you have any other employees, or you
No,
just by yourself?
just me.
So have, one of the big concerns is, I know nationwide, there have been counties, there's been cities that have been, they've, locked everybody's computers. Ransomware. So, how does that fit into your package for protection?
There's multiple layers, and frankly, with all that, user training is probably the most critical and the biggest vulnerability across the cybersecurity. It's just in the last year, I had one customer that they left something open that they weren't supposed to, and they had a ransomware attack, and we isolated. I had good backups, so you got to have really good backups. You always do. It doesn't matter how many layers of security, you always have to have good tested backups, and you need to check them. You need the security, the backups, all that. You need to audit them, and sometimes even have an outside person come in and look at it. I mean, it's a huge risk, and that's something you got to take care of. To take care of, but we were able to get everything back up and running really quickly, and do the training and lock down a lot more things. But there's multiple layers, and part of my antivirus is not just antivirus. I've got a little package. It's like $1 per computer per month that adds filtering, so that you can pick what sites. Frankly, my attitude on with companies is that users now have, or people, staff have cell phones. If they don't need to be doing personal stuff, like Facebook, on company computer. Of course, if you have a company Facebook, that's different, but not everybody needs to be able to get to Facebook. And then the content filtering, the biggest thing security-wise is it blocks a lot of things that happen in the background, and it does a good job of blocking phishing sites. I had another customer, this was a completely social engineering attack, but I see in the last few months, there's just been a swarm of phishing attacks. It's phishing, and where they look kind of legitimate. They'll have an attachment sometimes, but they'll take someone to a website, and I use Office 365 in my locations. It does a really good job of filtering a lot of this stuff out, but it can't catch it all. But and nobody can, because they have to respond to a new domain, etc. But if this person received an email asking, she just got the same email that all my other customers get all the time, but she clicked on it. It brought up a page that looked kind of like the Office 365 login page. She ignored the big warning site, this is an insecure site, and she entered a password in, and then that allowed them to log into her email. And then a few days later, she got an email from a customer asking for a money wire, and then she got phone calls from them, and they were able to fool her into wiring a bunch of money. So after that, and sometimes it takes a wake-up call before people. And I'd discuss these things and said we need to implement some things. This time we did. And the two-factor authentication, where first time you log into your email from a new device, you get a code on your phone. Now at this location, and a bunch of my other locations, and for me personally, you can't. There's a separate app, and you have a code. I don't know if you use banking apps. A lot of times, they'll send you a code or a little key fob kind of thing with 6 digits, and it makes it not impossible, but extremely difficult for a hacker to get into your email. I mean, it's really hard to get around it. So there's just these basic level security things that you know, you need an evaluation of everything done, of your risks, and what you're doing now, and then recommendations, and it's always a balance between convenience and security. The other thing is, the easier something is for you to get into, the easier it is for someone else to get into, and that's why there's a bunch of best practices that need to be followed everywhere, and part of this antivirus package I have also has a security awareness training thing that they offer that allows people, the computer-based classes kind of, and they'll actually send out phishing, like it'll send your users phishing emails and see how many of them bite, and give you reports, and then it has a series of web classes, video type classes and stuff, so to make people aware of what, and it's updated, and you can redo it every few months or a year, and they'll have new content, and they'll have new examples of attacks that are happening, just so people are aware, because I can lock things down, and still there's always users, anything a user has access to, and they hand that over, that's a vector for an attack, vulnerability. Yeah, a combination of you want to secure your endpoints, your computers. You want to give people only the permissions they need to have. Usually, you've got resources, shared files, and folders. You want to make sure only the people who need to have things have access to them. I mean, that's pretty routine. And then you move on to check your firewalls, make sure everything's secure at that end. You just look at each layer and evaluate and secure those.
I'll give you an example of something that just happened here recently. Is when we had all these windstorms, you know, we lost electricity and different things, and actually came into our courthouse on Monday. Was it? No. Thursday, you know, all of our phone systems were down, all of our computers were down, and yeah, I think we were up and running by noon. I don't even know what was it. I don't even remember what the issue was, but anyway,
it burnt the switch out. Yeah.
I've had. I'm very particular about the battery backups that I use. I mean, any of them can be fried. You get a bad enough storm, it's going to fry them. But I'm very picky about. Since I switched to these a little bit more expensive battery backups called online backups about 10 years ago, I've had. I used to lose a power supply now and then, or hard drives, that kind of thing. But in switches, if you use these backup batteries, then you're always running off the battery, and it's always charging. That means that you completely clean the power out. That means, because there's a lot of things on a regular battery backup, you're running off the line all the time, and any trash, any sags that don't meet that big threshold to switch over to the battery cause lots of damage. I used to see a lot of equipment lost, and then I switched to these batteries, and it's been real. The reliability's been excellent. Really good.
We lost some stuff, something similar to battery backup.
My battery backup went.
And then the accessor, same thing. So
yeah, and what you want the battery backup to go out, and everything else is okay.
Yeah.
That's your safety advice. I mean, it's much better to lose a battery backup than to lose everything else.
So something like that obviously takes some tracking down. I don't know if you can tell that from Buffalo, or if that's an on-site visit to figure that out.
I need to go through and do an inventory and see what everything's running, and to do a proper evaluation, I need to go around and really I would need to You know, there's a lot of, I don't know.
Oh, right, because we have, not on our courthouse, we have our sheriff's office and District 1 shop and District 3 shop and a District 2 shop, and like I microwave, my stuff is microwaved here for my support for my phones and my internet. So, yeah, it's a, so on that obviously would take something to get set up, and then it would be you $100 an hour. Is that your monitoring? You figure out so much a month you're monitoring, so you have a standard deal, or
So what I think it would work. So like that antivirus, remote monitoring management, all that is for the software that runs on the systems, and it keeps track of everything. And I only make like $1 device per month on that, and it's like with I think it's $3.75, but it's $3 or $4 just per device with just the antivirus. The other filtering, it's another $1 per computer per month, and then they don't, the license it's not, it'll monitor printers and switches, some other network devices, but they're not counted. They're not that doesn't go against that license count. So that's just for the software and everything. There's a lot of IT providers called MSPs that do charge, like they'll charge $20 or $30 per computer per month, and then they'll as part of that it will include basically, the company says, well, we'll just keep things up and running for you. That includes a certain level of support, and they'll lay it all out in a contract and what is provided and what isn't provided. And I haven't gone that route. I really haven't seen where it is advantageous for me or for my customers, and I don't nickel and dime. Like if I see something, if I get an alert and then I like a crash or something, then I'll contact the customer, and then if it's something that requires work, then I'll start and talk to the customer and see if it's something we need to look into, and then start charging as I begin that work.
Does it include? I mean, obviously, coming from Buffalo, if you started your time the minute you walked out your door to here,
I charge mileage.
You charge mileage
65 cents a mile for driving,
and then the time starts when you get here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that goes for we do get from time to time new computer screens or new printers, and they have to all be
a lot of those things. If someone can, if someone's able to do some just basic hook them up, it's a printer, and they can hook them up, then I can easily provision them and do all the setup from anywhere. And if there's someone who's a little bit more computer adept, that could take on like a triage role, to take on a lot of times I'll have one contact that I coordinate through, or a lot of times it'll be a boss or someone in management or somebody who can handle the little things before you contact me. That can save some money, and because there's so many things. But I'm happy to help with anything, but a lot of times there's little things like restart your computer, there's basic steps. And I don't know here, like with everybody in their own little separate offices, and I don't really know fully in practice how your organizational structure works.
Right, because some offices have their own servers.
Yeah, their own kingdoms. And I don't know how much stuff you guys share between offices. I don't know how many documents you ever, if there's ever shared resource, shared printers, or if every.
Well, I think anybody can print off our printer in here if they want to.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's too much. I don't. Phones. I mean, we all got these things. They're probably our biggest security risk.
They're a big one. Yeah. So what we do is okay. Like so, for winter livestock, they've got they want their like the Cell Barn or Dodge City. They wanted it so that the certain types of people, certain types of cattle buyers, or the USDA people, or somebody, they would have their own wireless network. And so we've got we've only got 3 wireless access points, just enough to cover the area. But with those, there's 5 wireless network names that have different privilege levels and different bandwidth. So we've only got like 40 megabit of internet. And if we just left it wide open, then these people would start doing videos and all kinds of junk, and it would slow everything down, and we'd have security risks because they'd be on the same network, the computers and servers. So now what I do is I've got them each segmented out. If you connect to the lowest level, the public guest Wi-Fi, you're limited. I mean, I give you a tiny little sliver of internet, and they can't see anything. They can't see each other. They can't see any other computer device. You go to the next level up, you know, they still can't access our servers or internal network. They've got a little bit more bandwidth, and so on. And that's easy to do. So what I do is I could come and I could evaluate everything and inventory it, and I could offer recommendations and I would need some access. I would really need to be able to get on a computer, and I would need to be able to scan to see what all's on the network and how it's partitioned out. I mean, I need some level of access to do a proper inventory and an evaluation.
Okay. Well, you kind of give us a rundown of what you can do and what you can provide and everything. We're going to have to sit down and make up our minds what we're going to do about the move and what level of IT that we're going to incorporate into everything. Mm-hmm. And, you know, right now, we're kind of looking as to switching everything over. Every office is going to have, of course, the court clerk's got their own system that they are not going to let anybody else have access to.
Sure.
Their IT people are going to handle that. The DA's office, same way. Penny's office, Cindy's office, you know, and stuff is going to have IT issues about switching, moving, and getting computer access up to the new locations and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's what we're kind of looking at is we don't even know ourselves, or I don't, what I'm going to need, what we're going to need to accomplish all that.
Max, may I ask what kind of liability insurance that you carry when you're moving and with your IT?
At present, I don't.
No liability insurance, okay.
Okay. Well, we're just in the process, and you know, we haven't reached out to anybody yet. You're kind of one of them that kind of come along that we appreciate you coming and telling us what you can do, and you brought up a lot of things. You know, we've got a gentleman here that's emergency manager that knows a little bit about it. We've got a gentleman over at the sheriff's office, Tim Wilkerson, that knows quite a bit about that stuff, you know, and things. But we're also asking a lot of them people to do, you know, so.
Yeah, I think Tim's the one that reached out to you, Tim Wilkerson, yeah. So, to see about, I think, I know that he's an employee of the sheriff's department, and he's been spending some time on some other issues outside his realm there, so.
Okay. How long would it take you if we did, I mean, I'm just hypothetically saying, if we did decide you could come here and in an hour you could hook up and run a scan of the things or whatever?
Say give me 2 or 3 hours. Because my sense of it is that I would need to go to you're the county clerk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would need to go on there and see what programs, what specific line of business applications they're running, and and get a sense of what and what the plans are, what resources like the servers and that kind of thing, and get a sense of how they're set up, and
Yeah, it's kind of tough because her office is on one server, Penny's office is on a server, the assessor's office is on a server, our court clerk is on a server, and you know they all.
If it's and there's usually a tremendous cost savings that can be accomplished in situations like these.
Yeah, I've been told we have way more servers than we need
That's where
because there's so much stuff you can put in the cloud that
That's
you
where I'm-
really don't need.
Yeah, and I'm not-
You need
that's-
one big mother server.
That's where I'm going.
Hey, we're on the videos. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's one big server.
That's,
It's the mothership of all servers. It's the mothership. The mothership.
that's where I'm going with it. Now,
Yeah.
I got you.
there's
I
We're
didn't
just
mean
kidding
anything.
you.
I didn't mean anything
I know.
derogatory on that.
the,
I know you did.
the key word there is virtualization,
Mhm.
and I sometimes have a hard time communicating this very well. But you can use the best practices. The recommended way of doing things now is to have one big server, or if you're mission if you meet certain criteria and you've got the budget, you have two, and then the one is just a failover of the second one. But okay, so like FSWB, they've got 20 CPAs. I just built them a $24,000 server, and it's at Stillwater, and before we were running about a 10-year-old server, and I've got 8 virtual servers running on this thing, and each of those virtual servers has one very specific task and role. That way, if one and this is happening like during tax season right now, the tax accountants, they don't want to be disrupted by something that the auditors need, right? The auditors, both accountant types, they remote in from all over the state wherever they're working, and they were all their main big auditing programs and stuff are around that server. So they've got their own. We got 2 remote servers where they can remote into. That way, we don't have to tell it, because that darned accounting software, the Intuit's Cert, it pops up requiring an update in the middle of the day during tax season. Everybody has to get out and reboot, and doesn't matter. There's no other way around that. But this one now it's set up so that we can reboot and it won't affect anybody else. And as far as backups, like a virtual. If you virtualize a server, I can back up and restore in minutes. Versus if it's on a physical server, it can take hours or days, depending on the server. It's just so these servers are just packaged in this way that makes them very portable. It's just night and day. It's just and you can have them segmented out. You're basically running your own little cloud. And if people want it, I've run a lot of different places where you do not want people to see this thing, payroll, whatever it is, or in accountants or in HIPAA, hospitals, you've got to be very careful about that stuff. So, and the people, they share a physical server, and it's just like the cloud. When you go access your Gmail or whatever, you're sharing that server with thousands of other people, but you don't know that. And that's the way it's set up here. And, so yeah, the ideal solution is to have one good big server. It doesn't need to be $24,000. Most of my servers that I sell are below, or it depends on the needs, but they're well under 10,000. I don't know how much storage you guys need. I don't know, but I'm guessing it's mostly just file server stuff. So you're talking like closer to 5,000 to 10,000. Or even below 5, it just depends. And you get one of those really good quality backup batteries, like I was speaking of. And you can run, on even a $5,000 server, you can run 5 or 10 servers, because most applications that are being run now, all these line of business programs, SQL Server, whatever, they just, they just don't pull that much compared to what the kind of hardware we got now. and you can run a lot of servers on those things, and the licensing is set up to incentivize that. With just a regular Windows Server standard license, you get 5 servers with that. If there are 5 virtual servers, you don't have to pay extra for each virtual server. Enterprise, you get a whole bunch more, and it's like SQL Server. I'm sure there's SQL databases running on your guys' program somewhere. Well, you get one license. That's what I did at FSWB. I've got one dedicated SQL Server, but it's running databases for 2 or 3 different programs, and they're all isolated. They can't see each other if they don't. It's all secure. And because SQL Server just consumes memory, so you never want just a single server hosting SQL Server and anything else. You don't want domain. You don't want. It's kind of a disaster waiting to happen when you have one server running all these different roles, especially SQL Server and Active Directory, and you're just asking for trouble. So there's these things you can do that can save costs, save a lot of costs, and you can take. I can take somebody's if there's an existing physical server here, I can take that server and I can virtualize. I can move it to another server, and from the user's perspective, they won't even know it's different, except it's faster now. If that's what needs to be done. Ideally, you tie them all together under one Active Directory domain, and you can even delegate so that each person has control of their own little kingdom of all their own users, all their computers. They can't control anybody else's. But where you need shared printers or shared files or whatever, you can still share all those things between each other as specified in your security rules. But you can do all these things and make things secure, more efficient, and save a lot of money versus having a whole bunch of different servers. You need one good server in one good place with good electricity, the good battery backup, and I've got this running in multiple locations like this, and it's just smooth, and I don't hear from them. So.
You're going to have to come look at our system for a while to see what we have, so see how you can improve it and move and see where we're moving to before you can really give us. I mean, you've given us a lot of general of what you can do, and that's really good. But as far as the specifics of what you can do, you're going to have to come.
You need to evaluate it.
Do evaluation and tell us what our best scenario would be then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Scott.
Thank you very
Appreciate you coming, and you giving us a lot to think about, and stuff.
You're going to have one another server to digest it all.
Do you have any business cards by chance?
Yeah.
More than one?
We can get it from her. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate that
Thank you for
very
your time.
much.
How often do you come over here when you said you Concrete Center schools and Deer Creek Lamont schools? How much?
I did. I did support them. At the time I came over a lot more, of course. Of course, things have changed a lot. Servers, the systems. I can schedule. A lot of times people would like just to schedule one day a month, one day a week, whatever it is, and I can do that. I come over to Stillwater occasionally, and I work with them every day, especially this time of year. But since I put that new server in last year, and I work with them every day, and it's just really, really rare that I need to make a trip over. Things are set up in such a way that it's just not needed. But I'm very flexible. I can scheduled trips, I can.
So your basic cost that you have per hour is for when you're on site, or when you're doing the monitoring and stuff, we'll sign up and it'll be, a server is gonna cost you so much a month to.
Well, yeah, so okay, so that's just, that, yeah, per device, per computer server is the
Yeah.
same, but it doesn't cover me fixing things. I mean, it doesn't cover my actual work, it's just a tool. And
Okay.
it's bundled together, so it's this remote management and monitoring tool that allows me, and then it also includes like a team viewer. It's got the antivirus and the team viewer license, so I can remote into it, access it. But I can also provide a lot of my customers use my team viewer just so they can remote into their own computers. It's something a lot of my customers take advantage of, because I can add them as a user, and then they can remote into their own computers. Yeah, that's up to my customer whether that can be valuable to them. But yeah, then I bill the same for on-site. The hourly rate is the same on-site or remote, but frankly, it's usually a lot cheaper for my customer if I'm doing it by remote, because it's just counting the minutes. I've got a tool that I count the minutes that I work, and as I switch between different devices, I make sure to punch in and punch out. I think my references there would give you an impression of
Okay.
of how I.
Yeah.
My quality of work.
Yeah. Okay, well, Scott, thank you for coming over and
I'm getting cryptic messages on my cell phone.
talking to us. We appreciate that.
You are?
Thank you, Randy.
You'll have a good one.
Yes, you too.
It's nice to meet you, Scott.
Okay, we'll go back to,
And who?
I'm the treasurer.
back up to item Q.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, no, yeah, Q, you're right.
Q, okay, thank you.
I'm just gonna go get out 2 bids. Okay.
I make a motion, we go back up to item.
Okay,
I made a motion to go back up to item Q.
I'll second.
okay.
Cindy seconded, and all in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Bite.
Aye.
Okay. Nationwide Plan 401, 407 for Grant County.
Well, we received this letter Monday, giving us a deadline to make our for our county retirement plan, and they put a time down here as to March 15th, and Alex brought that to me, so I immediately called Matt Chase and talked to him about that, and in the meantime put me in contact with the other people at Nationwide, and they've extended our deadline. I said by the time we get to our DA for evaluation, it comes through our Board of County Commissioners. I said there's just no way, because we,
Yeah, it was March 15th.
March
and we're
15th, we're already past. So they have extended our deadline to May 1st of this year to make a decision. And basically what it is they've gone through and reevaluated their plan, and the main thing is right now their guaranteed minimum interest rate, if you're in that portion of the retirement plan, is at 3.5%. If you go check other retirement plans, their guaranteed minimum is much lower. It's more like around a 0.5% or so. So what they're going to do is gradually over the next 5 years is lower their guaranteed minimum if you're in that plan. Now, if you've got all your money invested, each employee can decide how to invest their money. So some people might be in this minimum plan, or they might have them in stocks or bonds. I mean, you can do anything you want within that. But for those people, they're going to change that guaranteed interest rate, and for 2019 it'll continue at 3.5, 2020 2.5, 2021 2, 2022 at 1, and 2023 at 0.5. If that is an option, that if we wanted to stay in that option, they've got 3 options here that we can do. If we want to stay in that, that would be one option to say, okay, we'll still allow our employees that option to diversify their money into if they're in that, or we can change it and it would just, the contract would automatically go to the guaranteed minimum rate based on their nationwide points. They don't know if it'll be greater or less, but right now it would be a little bit less if we took option 2. But it also increases the amount, you know, when you divide your money up, you do it in percentages, and right now you can have as little as 20% in that plan. Well, if you take option 2, it's going to be, you know, 40%. They're going to change how much of your percentages you can change on that. And then option 3 is the default plan, is if you didn't make a choice as what it was, it would leave it like it is, and it would change over that. I think this is something that we need to study. I was reading it this morning. We've got questions and answers on the next few pages here. We sent that up to Stephen for his opinion. I know Stan, our regional rep, will be at ACO at the conference next weekend. Our ACO conference is March 27th, 28th, and 29th. And I know he will be there. I plan to try to meet with him to discuss these options and to divulge greater into them. I'm also going to ask if they can give us a readout that says, you know, we have 5 employees in this plan, or we have 25 employees. And I mean, if we don't have but a few people in that plan, I don't think it's going to be any great change for their retirement. So I'll see if we can come up with, if we know how many of our employees are in that particular option.
Okay.
So until we get that, we don't need any action.
No
But
action,
the good news is that we do have, it has been extended to May 1st. So
Okay.
we will need to be getting some information on that. I won't be able to get anything back till probably April after the March deal. So Mindy, if you'd have Cindy put that probably on for our April 1st meeting on the agenda.
Okay.
So that because we
Options from Nationwide?
yeah, just the same, the item Q, put it back on
Okay.
April 1st.
Okay, good enough. Item R, Lamont Fire Department, change order number 12, electrical 16A, $635 to provide and install one IPGSM 4G cellular communicator and electric. It's got the same number, 16A, for $757.29 to provide a low voltage transformer to operate the exhaust louvers. Total CO number 12 is $1,392.79. Well, they're going to have, it's going to be a typo there for...
Change order, total change order number 12. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's change over 12, but...
They've got it divided electric.
I
I
think
guess-
that in their bid packet, Max, I think the way I read it, and they had some, in their bid packet, they probably had some, options if they wanted to do them, and if they had the money type deal, and that they're probably now accepting that one,
Chose that.
maybe.
Okay. Okay, well, basically the change order is $1,392.79.
Yes, to add a cellular communicator and a
Yeah.
low voltage transformer to operate.
Yeah, it's got the previous change orders listed and then this and here added in there, which would make the total cost $673,380.81.
Let's see, Jim Aldridge has signed off on it.
311.
Jim Key, I guess, signed off
311.
on it. Okay.
Both of them signed off on it, so I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I would make a motion to approve the Lamont Fire Department change order 12 in the total cost of $1,392.79 as documented.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded to approve the change order for Lamont for $1,392.79. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Light.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay.
Oh, I guess that's,
Oh, is this not it?
well, this one here is,
Oh, I think we get a copy and they get a copy.
okay, so we'll sign it.
Both of them.
Well, this one's got a separate acceptance thing, but
Oh, that's another one.
that's another one.
That's item
That's
S.
change order number
That's,
13.
that's number,
Okay.
yeah, that's the next. Okay, so the next one is also.
Yeah.
Lamont's, okay.
Yes, Lamont, change order number 13, add $53.50. SF, 8-inch reinforced pavement, $358. And add 60 square feet of 4-inch reinforced sidewalk for $325, and remove one downspout and patch gutter, $65. Total cost of CO 13 is $748. And Jim McKee has signed off of it, and Jim Aldridge has signed off on it already.
I make a motion to approve change order 13 for the Lamont Fire Department, and the change order cost total is $748 as documented.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded to approve change order number 13 for the Lamont Fire Department for $748. All in favor?
Hess.
Aye.
Bobbit.
Aye.
Vite.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item T, clarification on expenses to be paid by the county general fund versus each county office regarding relocation.
Is that this one?
No, I think Cindy was gonna bring some information on that, maybe.
Okay, that has something to do with the moving of the building. So I don't know where.
That'll be the next one.
Do you have information for this item?
You harassing people.
Just,
Kevin down in.
Oh no.
Okay.
okay, I'm good.
You get it so I can
Yep.
Okay, that being said, you know, we as the county general is going to pay for hiring a group to come in and help us move and everything and stuff. The materials that we buy, we're going to try to do everything as cheaply as we can, of course, but borrowing boxes and everything, you know, and packing material, we're going to try to gather and do ourselves. We, if you got normal operating expenses like paper clips and rubber bands, and ink pens and that stuff, that's to be paid out of each office.
So what is the county paying for then?
The county is going to pay for people to come in, moving deal to come in and help us manpower wise to move our office.
So specifically desks and what?
File
Is that what you mean? Okay, file cabinets.
You know, whatever we got to take to move our office out of where it's at.
Okay.
Instead of having manpower from each district come up and do it like we
Right.
talked about originally.
Right.
Scratch that, because that would throw a kink in everything that we're doing, obviously.
Probably throw a kink in their back too.
It could.
Good.
It could. And you're paying for somebody that's going to have insurance for moving. If something gets destroyed, you drop a desk off of or out of a truck,
Right.
God forbid, but they'd have it. So we just wanted to clarify that we're going to have people hired, a group to come in and do that and stuff.
Okay.
What we do for our offices to get ready for that, you know, we're already, I've seen the judge already hauling stuff out.
Well, that's fine. There was just never any clarification
Yeah.
for it before. I
Well,
never knew what you were going to do.
What more do we need clarified? I mean,
You,
let's get it.
the movers for the desks, the IT, the phones, is that what you mean?
What do we have offices have questions about on what we're going to do? As far as paying for the IT, we do need to get that lined out and stuff and get that in the motion, in the works. This gentleman here, you know, I think he's going to be a little bit more extensive. What we're looking for is help to move our stuff right now, is what I thought
Yeah.
kind of, you know, Sheriff, you
Well, I
talk.
think he could help you move right now, and then you could work out, you know, a maintenance
later.
plan to monitor stuff at a later date. But the
Well,
move, it wasn't even discussed here with him today that I heard. So
Well, he'd have to come in and look at what we got to see what he, you know, see what all it's gonna take to move, the way I took it.
No, he was talking about the difference of our systems. He wasn't talking about relocation.
but anyhow,
He's gonna have to see the system before he sees the movie.
True.
You know?
That's true.
and like we said earlier, when you made your public comment, we haven't reached out to anybody yet. This is just kind of a come along thing that we wanted to see what he could provide. And I don't know what Kilpro can provide.
Well, they can provide liability insurance if they
That's
do
one thing
not.
He said he did not have.
He did not have it, but that's irrelevant. If you'll give us a list of what you're willing to help us pay for, because none of us budgeted for a move, so we need to know what's going to be covered and what's not going to be covered.
Like boxes, we told Desi, you know, anytime you're unpacking anything, save your boxes.
Well, I understand that, Cindy, but what are you going to help us with? Because it's not our choice to move. We need to move, so we need to know what we can expect.
I think Max kind of outlined it.
You know, we need that in writing so we can
Oh.
refer to it.
Okay. Cindy will get together.
I mean, like I said, I think I'm kind of like, well, what are the exact things that you're asking questions about as far, and for you to just mention them off on your fingers is fine, but I can't remember them when I said it,
Okay.
you know, 30 minutes from now. So if you could provide a list of the items that you're concerned about
Okay.
us paying.
You know, I think all the officers would be willing to do that. I think all of us should be in a, you know,
That way
this
we
meeting
can
would have been
look at it
good.
and say, well, yes, that one, this, well, maybe not that one, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I think that would be fair to us and fair to you. Do you agree?
Yeah, if we can get a response from that, but I don't think just my office should be asked. I think all of us should be
Well, I
asked.
think, like I said, that all the officers should say, if they have any questions, they should write them down and give it to us so we can answer them.
So we're going to get a memo to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks,
Do you guys
Max.
think that that would be a good idea?
Yes, I do.
Because we're ping-ponging this thing back and forth about what are you gonna do?
And then
What
Don't
do you
have
want?
to
What
at
do you
all.
want? What do you want, you
We
know,
need to
are you gonna do
decide.
this, this, and this? And you've asked it before, and
Mm-hmm.
we're kind of, I'm vague on it anyway.
Okay.
Exactly what you want. Yeah.
I need to talk to the district attorney. See if we can have it. Okay.
and I don't know that he would be the one. I think his job is setting it all up once the equipment's over there, would be my guess.
That would be mine too, but
So therefore, that's probably his liability. Insurance, he's just
I get it.
set up.
About that.
Okay. And
If
I'll
he
make
moves
sure-
data, like if he
Yeah,
is
and then,
working
yeah,
on something
and
and
then,
lost
put it back
data,
on our agenda
and he
for
still
April
has no
1st.
liability
We got
insurance,
till
he's
May
still got a
1st.
problem.
Well, he explained that. You don't lose
Oh, I
that.
saw that
To-
email.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
backed
all
up
right.
and backed up.
May 1st.
Well,
He
I
came
agree.
and looked at our stuff.
Okay, we'll put it on for
April,
April.
I should have a little bit of
At the
information to
system.
After the
provide
backup.
to,
And
for, so we
He's
can
like,
maybe think about
Not
a
good.
decision.
Basically, what's
I don't
the
know that we'll
issue
have a
with
decision that day, but it'll
next
give
door?
us some information.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Totally thorough.
I want to hear more about
Yeah,
that.
there's stuff that is normal.
Tell me more about that.
About what?
Not now.
Okay. Item U, courthouse renovation and relocation of offices.
Brady, he didn't get back with me. He texted me on Friday or Saturday and said that Chad had looked at it, but he hadn't gotten him any quotes back. So we know for sure where we're moving. And did you find anything about the man camp?
No, I didn't.
So we need to get the information back on the man camp and then that. So until we know that, we can't move trailers.
Okay, so item V, moving set up, we can't, no action.
I would like to, did everybody look at that bid that she sent out? The one thing I was wondering on there is, I know we're gonna have it skirted, but, it says to set up the existing, yeah, it Breezeway. And it says bid to include the cost of all materials, licensing and permits. But what about the skirting? Would we pay for that? I didn't know if would it be cheaper for us to provide the skirting than him buy it and give us a markup on it? Maybe we just provide new skirting and he put it on to say he tells us what we need and we buy it and it'll be sitting there.
I mean, I'll be glad to call and a couple
find out.
I've had like 3 that I've contacted, so I can call and find out
that they need to bid to include the cost of licensing and permitting. And if the materials, I mean, I think like we'll provide the skirting. I don't know what else he needs. And the blocks, you know, I suppose we buy the blocks. I don't know. That might be in the bid.
I think it was in the bid.
It's in the bid when they put it on cement blocks.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll find out
what
sure.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Did that one. Wow.
Okay,
That's the end of it.
item 8, new business. Cindy, do you have any? No. Dean, do you have any new
No,
business?
I don't have any.
Cindy?
None.
I don't either. Item 9, commissioners' comments. Dean?
The sun's shining, the wind's blowing, and that helped dry the roads out. We're back to maintaining the services. We've got, I guess the rain that we've had, we've got a hole in one of the older box culverts that were made out of wood, fell through. We also have issues with the Nash Cemetery Road this morning. And they said that there was a hole in that and we had to go out, and that happened right before we came here. And I haven't had time to go look at that, but we have it flagged and we'll get it taken care of as soon as we can.
Okay.
They did tell us our John Deere tractor with the mower on it will have to be split to figure out whether it's going to be, you know, how major a problem it's going to be. You know, we've returned our 2 graders back in. We're down to 3 graders, so everybody that is listening is going to have to be patient with us getting down to the roads. We're hopefully here pretty soon we can look at newer graders. I came and looked at the case grader, and it was they had some good looked like a good item. I thought they were getting down fairly reasonable on it. They said they could change the wheel configuration. The only thing I didn't like about it was the 12-foot blade with an extension was all that we could get. Well, we're running 16s, 16-foot blades on ours. Other than that, we're maintaining our roads and playing catch up again after this storm, and nothing. That's it. All I've got.
Okay. Cindy, what do you have?
Yeah, we're back out on the roads. Good to see some sunshine. So we're back on hauling our rock. Started back up on our rock project this morning, trying to get that going again. Got graders out. Like I said, a lot of water out there. Had a lot of water go over some roads. Had some gravel we have to get back out of the ditches if we can. It's easier now than it is when it's in the summertime. This week I've got a busy week. This afternoon I'm gonna meet with the Jay Vincent with Williams Gas Company on the Blue Stem pipeline on their outreach with their outreach team. They're looking at possibly coming back through here. They don't have a plan. Got their plan kind of figured out. Wanted to discuss it. And then Wednesday we have I'll be down there for the ACO legislative meeting at 9 o'clock, and then they have the rest of the state CED board meetings and the ACO board meetings as well. And Thursday I have 2 meetings. I'm only going to make one of them. I probably won't make my Wheatheart Nutrition meeting, but I'll Wheatland. RC&D and ENIT, so I'll probably try to make that one. And then Friday I have some NACO conference calls to do. So another busy week, and see where we go from here.
Okay. Very good. Wednesday I go to the city for a legislative meeting at 9 o'clock, and then the statewide CD board meeting at 11. Be down there. The bills have come along. That Senate bill, that 400, is out of committee, and we need to do what we can to stop it. And then the House Bill 2150 that Piper's carried, we need to contact him, but we need to get a hold of our Senator Peterson, and let him know that we oppose that 2150 and that 400. We're back hauling rock and grading and things. We've had some breakdowns, some hoses that we had to replace on a grader that's turned into be quite a job. Hard to get to and hard to tell which thing is leaking, which hose is leaking in there. So we replaced the obvious one, but the next one was a little bit trickier to find. So that's about all I got.
I do want to, may I make an addition? We'll be going to a wildfire training for our people on this Thursday, the 21st, and we're starting to do some patching on Jefferson Blacktop where the holes are. And the Blue Stem people contacted me. I was thinking that they wanted to, didn't know that whether that was to be talked to on an individual basis with each county commissioner, or whether it was to be in front of the board.
He called me just to meet individually. I'm not sure which district it's going through. He's going to provide maps, and it's kind of just a meet and greet type deal.
Well, he asked me, he was wanting to know what the public thought about him coming through, and I was like, well, you know, any decisions like that ought to be brought before the board, you know, and he's like, well, okay, bye. And so, you know, he wanted kind of confirmation before it went to the board that it was okay.
Yeah, I think they're looking to see if it's going to be well received before they move it forward.
Yeah.
So I think I think they've got some different ideas on their routes, and until I don't think they want to release those maps to the public at this point, because I don't think they've got their right of ways established. So. But you're right. Then they need to come to the board.
Well, like I said, I was kind of like, well, because he was, the way he worded it, it made it sound like he was wanting to meet in private in something that probably, you know. I was like, no, that needs to go before the board. So,
well, I think they wanted to talk to each one of us because he set a meeting up with me for 9 o'clock tomorrow. Just to let me know, but I told him the same thing, that any decision would have to be made through this board, through an open meeting.
Well, when I told him that, he just cut me off and hung the phone up.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, and I was just like, well.
No, because they'll have to have road crossing permits and all of that, you know. I told them, you know, and I'm going to provide them another copy of that today, but until they decide their routes.
Yeah.
So I didn't know whether it was something that we did individually and then did together, or just how we did it.
We always talk about it as a board.
Any decision's got to come before the board.
Well, that's what I told him, but I didn't know whether we
can't stop them from coming.
I know.
And we can highly suggest which roads to use, you know, like, you know, if you're getting ready to do a chip and seal, you know, that would be something that might be helpful to say, hey, you know, we're going to do a chip and seal in June, July, and August on this road here. We'd rather you didn't have any equipment on it, or something like that. Or, you know, we've got bridges here that have weight limits, so you're not going to be able to use your trucks across this. It's kind of individual stuff that you can just lay out what you have in your district, but we can't stop them from, you know, once they decide their route and they get their right of way, they have to get road crossing permits to cross our roads. But other than that, we can't endorse them to come, and we can't prohibit them from coming.
Yeah, Heath from Kingfisher County told me that they're redoing their permit, and they've quit issuing permission for them to run a line along in their right of way. They don't charge for that no more. But road crossings and stuff they do. And they suggested, just like same as he had suggested before, that we put our crossing permits in line. So the landowner, if they want to go on the landowner, they can charge them. And he said the way they're doing it now is they're going to quit issuing permits. It's going to be up to the landowner to get permission. They have to go to them to get it, the way I understand it.
Yeah, they had a meeting last Wednesday on that, and boy, it was, they had an open meeting, public meeting to discuss their permit process. And I think that's what the people decided. They'd rather them come to the landowners to get it out of their ditches because of the safety and the problems that the right-of-ways have.
Okay.
I think that's what they've decided. And guess what? The oil and gas is probably going to sue them over it.
Oh man!
So they're talking about that. So
and that goes back to this 2150. We don't need that. That we need to speak out against that. I hope that I know our representative is bringing that legislation forward, but I hope we can get a hold of the Senate side and get it stopped.
And they're going to have a short session down there at the houses. Yeah, it's
2 days, and the Senate goes to
3.
Wednesday.
Yeah, the House is Monday and Tuesday, and the Senate leaves at noon on Wednesday. So we won't be able to see them when we're down there because we have our legislative meeting and won't be able to go down there after that. So anyway, so that's what we got phones. That's what we got phones for.
That's right. That's right.
I'm done.
It seems like there was something else I was going to bring up.
Wait, Max, we got something else.
You got your information on your safety meeting, April the 11th and the 12th.
Oh, I just got that email. I didn't really look at it.
Yes,
April 11th and 12th.
April 11th and 12th, yeah. And it's, of course, safety, and stuff. They are going to have a roundtable on the medical marijuana, which I read that the governor's already, or the legislature's already passed their bills regulating medical marijuana, some of the changes that they had instituted that Stitt wanted to institute. Yeah, so that'll be good. Drug and alcohol testing update. And
I imagine Paul will go to that. I don't usually go to those.
Yeah. Well, back to these bills and stuff, the timeline's changed, so the House bills are over to the Senate, and the Senate bills are over to the House now. We're halfway through the legislative agenda. So, anyway, okay, that's all I had. That brings us down to item 10, adjournment.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Oh, I guess I could second that. Yes, I will second that.
At what time?
11:07.
11:07, okay.
Yes.
Yes, excuse me, yes. I vote to adjourn.
Okay, Bobbit?
Aye.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Very good, we are adjourned.